Hello, I am your host Malefact, and welcome to Let's Play Valhalla and the Lord of Infinity. Ho 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 ho! You may not know this, but I cut my teeth on the Amiga 600. I was quite a fortunate child and I had one. Set came bundled with, I think, Pushover with Giant, one of the first advert games for Quavers Crisps, and Putty. And eventually at some point I acquired this, I think possibly as a bonus or a demo disc with Amiga Action, which I got without fail, who loved this game. But I couldn't play it. A, the puzzles are hard, and I wasn't that clever as a kid when it came to puzzle games. And B, it was bloody terrifying, for reasons I shall hopefully demonstrate to you soon. This game was re-released in 2004. Its 10-year anniversary by Vulcan Software. The 1994 edition is slightly more morose, but still, very nice. But it's got pretty graphics to it. So it was re-released in episodes because the game was so popular. They released a prequel and a sequel. So this is the first 4, and then you have the next 4 and the next 4 after that. This game is available as a demo if you want to play along, so I will give the details of the Vulcan site below. So you can see here, we are the unnamed Prince of Valhalla. Essentially, your evil uncle, who something to do with a prophecy, killed the noble and just king and your queen. Before that happened, you were spirited away somewhere safe, and you have to find your way back and enact justice by finally bringing the evil Lord of Infinity to rights, although it's a bit late because it's been 3 years and the kingdom's basically gone to pot in the meantime. If the plot sounds familiar, that's because it is essentially the plot of Hamlet, although unlike that Great Dane, you have to deal with a whole load of point-and-click shenanigans first. In episode 1, the Crypt, we found ourselves in the Crypt, which is the first step to getting back to where the Lord of Infinity is. I don't know why the previous kid called Garamond, this guy's called Infinity. I mean, he sounds like a demon. Why did they call him that? Never mind, it's one of many nonsensical things. Lots of people have died here. That's because the Crypt has been wired with many devious traps and things that will kill you in many, many, many merciless ways. However, somebody that's gone before us has painstakingly made maps of these trapped rooms, and they give us one small glimmer of hope that we might explore the Crypt and come out alive. Now you can see here we are the prince. We've got a very charming animation where our hair flippy flops back and forth, and we turn around like so. We have our arms permanently behind our back and a rather rotund belly that wiggles. Now, one of the things that you probably will have noticed to begin with is that it is a top-down adventure, or point-and-click adventure game, which is unusual. The other thing that's very innovative for the time is
it's a book.
It was the first game to use speech. It was described and sold as a speech adventure because it has about 1,000 lines of your rather annoying, vaguely Scottish protagonist sort of quipping as they see various things. Oh, it's a book, it's a wall. Yes, we know this. Occasionally they say more amusing things, like if you try and operate the wall.
Now you're being silly.
Yeah. He doesn't like it when you do various things. And despite the fact that he's a bit of an annoying so-and-so, he grows on you as time goes. Now, it is a rather clever point-and-click adventure game. It still has that horrifying tendency of incongruous puzzles, but the verbs have been trimmed down to look, take, and operate. We have a very limited inventory, so inventory management is a puzzle, but I'm willing to let that slide because this game drips with charm. Let's have a look at our first guide.
I've got it.
You've got it. Not gonna get old. We have an object. It is a book. The Guardians. From his black heart he summoned the Guardian and her offspring. He buried them deep within the Crypt to protect the sacred orbs of infinity, although the floor crumbled all around.
What can it mean?
What can it mean? We don't need this book anymore, and to be fair,
Okay, now what?
yeah, our inventory's going to get full up. This gives us a hint. There are Guardians in this place. I always thought as a child that the Guardians would come alive and eat me. Thankfully that doesn't happen.
It looks dirty.
It looks dirty. I'll stop. I promise I'll stop pretending to be the prince.
A gold coin.
It's just so mimicable.
I've got it.
You've got it. If you run with the right click, you will pant like a dog. Get used to hearing that because I'll be running around as there is backtracking. Whew. Plenty of things to explore here.
The Altar of Lies.
The Altar of Lies.
The Stone of Garamond.
The Stone of Garamond. Daddy.
It's a key.
Nope.
I've got it.
Never say no to a key.
It's a key.
It's still a key. And here we have our... Can't take a
can't
lever,
take that.
but we can operate.
I'm a bit scared.
Yes. It's very interesting to see the development of the character. Here we are a bit scared. As the game goes through, we become slightly more confident and ever so much more annoying.
This is one of the trapped rooms. I think we should find the map first.
Good advice. Now, I think they added that in the remake of the game, because I don't remember being told when I was going into a trap room that I should look for a map. And if you don't, let's save, and the handy quick save feature is something that persists to this day. One of the first games to have just a save anywhere, and the save overwrites that save. In terms of technical advances, it was pretty wizard. If you just go randomly, yep, you're dead. Not even dreams remain, so history changed. You ruined history. Good job. Oh, I'm feeling nervous just doing this. The game rewards... It's not a pixel hunt, but it rewards you noticing unusual things. Like, for example, we can see here...
It's been opened.
The floor has been opened. And it does clue things quite intelligently most of the time. So floors can open, but if we just open a random bit of floor...
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Intriguing.
This floor looks a bit unusual.
We found something.
And a hidden map.
I've got it.
Without these two hidden maps, we will not have a chance in the trapped rooms. And the trapped rooms are things we need to get past before we find the other traps, the other more insidious ones. Murphy Map Maker. So we now know our way through this room to our left.
Can we swap places?
Haha, you wish. Whew. I'm going to need to keep referring to this.
Can we swap places?
No, we still can't swap places. I know you're going to repeat that. I mean, it's surprising how little repetition there is in this for something that was released, let's not forget, on discs. It was a pretty big technical achievement at the time. So, we've seen altars. Now, altars are the first kind of puzzle. And the puzzles in this tend to revolve around an altar which is themed in some way, and you have to find the object that matches the theme, and you get rewarded for it. The other thing in this is things or people that want stuff. Oh!
I want to go home.
Yeah, we want to go home. Whew. Once you've explored a certain area for trapped room, it just decides to trigger all the traps anyway, so you don't have to keep perilously checking the map. Here's a skull.
It's a skull.
Bring me
No!
a weapon.
That's a strange request.
It's a strange request and a scary skull. I used to be too afraid to examine the remaining skulls because I didn't like the skull voice. Admittedly, I was 6 years old at the time, so please forgive me. Right, we want a used weapon.
Can we swap places?
No, we still can't swap places. Please be quiet. It's like having my very own help here. Now I know how you feel.
This place is spooky. Can we swap places?
Nope. Gah! Okay, that was a mistake. So, one thing that I should have borne in mind is to save early
I've got it.
and also save often. Oh no, can I remember where everything is?
I want to go home.
Me too. Oh, let's save. Ah! The quick save is very forgiving.
This place is spooky.
Now, the game magazine that I read the review of this in was Amiga Action, and I've gone back through and looked at it. It's still a frickin' funny review, but... they really liked the game. And that's probably one of the reasons I got it. However, I looked at other Amiga magazines, Amiga Format and Amiga Power, and they all seem to hate the living daylights out of this. They call it boring, or oh, we're still dying, and unfair, and I can't see that this is a game that would kill you over and over to your frustration.
This place is spooky.
To be honest, if we were just following the darn map,
Can we swap places?
we would be fine.
Can we swap places?
No! There we go.
Oh.
Uh-oh, we've triggered the rest of the map.
It's the altar of truth.
The altar of truth. Okay, so we have an altar of truth. Something truth-like will need to go on that altar. What's through here?
A heavy rock.
Okay.
I'm not strong enough.
Nope, we are too weedy. What's in this room? Key, pick up the key.
It's a key. I've got it. The altar of black magic.
The altar of black magic.
The bloodstone. It's the water of hope. Altar of sadness.
One of these things that the remake did very well is making you think you're playing the game as it used to be, but I went back and looked at screenshots and it's not this pretty. In that regard, it's a lot like the Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil re-release on the GameCube, in that it kind of just makes everything look prettier and nicer and as you remember it in your rose-tinted spectacle visions. What's this?
I've got it.
Okay, so this...
The miracle stone.
The Miracle Stone. We've got... Oh,
Okay, now what?
no, I don't want you to drop that.
I've got it.
Tell me what it is.
The talisman of light.
Mmm.
Stamina potion.
Ah, okay, so you have here, to the left, where it says Valhalla Classics, a health bar, and there are things that will hurt you and take down your health, and when you lose all your health you will die, but you can regain this by using stamina potions. To your right, next to Quit Story Episode, all of that, there's another bar for potions, and I think if we look at help we'll see it. Yep. Oh, our inventory is part of our rucksack that we're not wearing, incidentally. But there is the potions bar, and if we drink a certain potion, and there are lots of different flavours that we'll encounter, they only last for a certain length of time. So there's also a timing element to some puzzles, although kinda not really. Hello, Skull.
It's a skull.
What is your quest?
We need to give him something.
That we do.
I hope you know what you're doing.
I really don't. It's been a while. I never actually completed Valhalla and the Lords of Infinity, again because I was far too scared to play it properly. I was even scared of these things here. Oh, another book.
I've got it.
Books are always helpful. Diary. Whilst running an errand, I lost my way and found myself wandering in the dark passageways of the crypt. I nearly perished in the rooms beyond the chasm. Luckily, I remembered to pick up the...
Cool.
No, not cool. Cheap.
Okay, now what?
So very cheap. It does warn you in the hallways beyond the chasm, though. Blimey.
Looks dangerous. It looks important. It's a symbol of the orbs.
We are looking for 4 orbs. Once we have those, we will encounter the final, rather creepy-looking guardian, and get out of the crypt. But there is a long way to go before that happens. So, I think that's given us a nice introduction to Valhalla and the Lords of Infinity. I shall see you next time, where we will circumnavigate, completely circumnavigate it, turn it round and around, the next trapped room, and pick up a whole load more stuff, and not be killed a million times. Oh my god, this is still scary. Until next time, ciao.